In the flame of the setting sun, reflecting on the waters of the great Nile, a story is born that, like the river itself, has crossed millennia and reached us in the whispers of ancient legends. The name Cleopatra is like a spell, full of magic, beauty, and curses, carrying a magnetic force that still makes hearts race. But who was she really? A beautiful queen, capable of conquering the most powerful men of her time? Or a sorceress, possessing the secret knowledge of ancient Egypt, whose will and ambitions defied the gods themselves? Her image is shrouded in a thick fog of myths and conjecture, and her life has become a legend woven from love and betrayal, power and downfall, luxury and secrets. It is said that nights in Alexandria were filled with the scent of incense and hidden conspiracies. The majestic palace, lit by hundreds of torches, became a stage for secret negotiations, and the marble columns seemed to absorb every word spoken in the half-light. Decisions that shaped the fate of empires were made within these walls. At the center of this whirlwind of destiny stood a woman whose eyes, it is said, sparkled like black diamonds, reflecting the moonlight over the desert. Her voice could be soft and inviting, like the whisper of wind through the palms. Yet behind this gentleness was a strength capable of toppling entire states. Scholars claim that the blood of Isis, goddess of profound reverence, flowed in her veins, and her choices seemed guided by ancient prophecies hidden in forgotten temples, where hieroglyphs held the keys to eternal life. But can we truly say Cleopatra was merely a queen? Her name remains wrapped in mystery, like a golden mask hiding the face of a mummy. What do we really know about the woman who captivated not only Julius Caesar, but challenged Rome itself? What secrets did her chambers, veiled with fragrant fabrics, hold? What of the ancient knowledge she carried into the afterlife? Some say Cleopatra possessed knowledge lost to humanity, knowledge of the stars, herbs granting life and death, rituals opening gates between worlds. Others argue her power lay not in magic, but in an extraordinary talent, the ability to be a woman capable of becoming more than a queen. And yet myths of her curse continue to stir the imagination. Legend holds that Cleopatra's spirit rests uneasily, and those who dare disturb her peace are doomed to eternal suffering. Archaeologists who dared search for her tomb spoke of strange visions and uncanny coincidences, as if the queen herself extended a hand from the world of the dead to stop intruders. Her shadow still lingers over ancient temple ruins, her whisper carried in the rustle of reeds along the Nile, her gaze watching all who dare approach the mysteries of her fate. In this story, there are no simple answers. Every step, every fact, every myth about Cleopatra hides new enigmas. She is a symbol that a woman's power can be deadlier than the sharpest sword and mightier than any empire. She is a bridge between the living world and the realm of shadows. Today, as we open the pages of her history, we approach a mystery that both frightens and fascinates. For Cleopatra is not just a name, she is an eternal symbol behind which lie more questions than answers. And perhaps that is her true immortality. When we speak her name, our imagination paints lavish palaces on the banks of the Nile, golden crowns sparkling under the blazing Egyptian sun, and eyes shining with the enigma of millennia. But Cleopatra was not just a woman, not just a queen. She was a symbol, a legend, a living mystery that remains unrevealed even today. And the deeper we delve into her fate, the more we realize. We face not merely a ruler, but a shadow of eternity hiding behind the veil of time. She was born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, descendants of Alexander the Great, and bore no Egyptian blood. Yet she became for her people the embodiment of ancient gods, a great daughter of Isis. Coins bore her face, her image became an icon, a symbol of the power that bridged earth and sky, authority and magic. From her youth, her life was a struggle for the throne, for survival, for dominance, for immortality and human memory. Historians often describe her as a woman who used beauty and cunning to maintain power. But that was only the surface. Cleopatra's beauty was not only physical, it was magnetism, the force of words, the depth of her gaze. Her voice, it is said, mesmerized like the melody of a harp, and her speech could enthrall even the sternest adversaries. She knew many languages and was the first Ptolemaic ruler to speak the Egyptian tongue of her people. This alone made her exceptional, unique, untouchable by those who sought to overthrow her throne. Yet it was not only intellect and charm that forged her legend. Her life was permeated with a mysterious aura. Rumors claimed she studied ancient rituals preserved in the deepest temples, forbidden to ordinary mortals. Priests perhaps saw in her the chosen one, a woman able to continue the tradition of Egyptian queens, goddesses who bridge the worlds of the living and the dead. And is it not strange that her image has survived centuries, becoming a symbol of eternal feminine mystery? Her life was closely intertwined with the two most powerful men of her time, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But these were not merely romantic unions. They were alliances of worlds, encounters of cultures, Rome and Egypt. Caesar saw not only a woman, but the power that could hold Egypt afloat amid political storms. Antony found in her a reflection of his own ambitions and weaknesses. And Cleopatra? In both men, she saw tools of fate, bridges to immortality, pathways to ensure her name was forever inscribed in history. Yet neither love, nor politics, nor wealth could shield her from the decree of time. The shadow of Rome loomed ever closer, as if the great empire sought to consume not only the land, but the very soul of the Nile. In this confrontation, Cleopatra became the last guardian of ancient magic, the final breath of a civilization that lived through the secrets of the pyramids and the incantations of gods. Her death was not only the end of a life, but the symbolic twilight of an entire era. Even her death is shrouded in mystery. Legends speak of poison, snakes, sacrificial choice, an act of will by a queen unwilling to become a slave to her enemies. Her departure transformed into myth. Some see it as tragedy, others as the ultimate assertion of power. In any case, it was not an end, but the beginning of a legend. Since then, her name has become a cipher of mystery, compelling scholars, writers, and mystics to revisit her story time and again. The first part of her main story alone cannot contain the layers of her life. Alexandria during her reign was a city of light, knowledge, and secret cults. The library housed millions of scrolls, holding knowledge about the world, stars, and ancient magical practices. Cleopatra was not merely a bystander. She had access to dangerous texts, studied alchemy, and sought the secret of eternal youth. Her voice, her charisma, her intellect, and her mastery of political and mystical arts made her unforgettable. Her alliances with Caesar and Antony were not just romance, but political strategy. Her first encounter with Caesar is legendary, delivered to him in a rolled carpet, emerging as a vision of divine destiny. Antony was mesmerized by her arrival on a ship adorned with purple sails, perfumed by incense, embodying Aphrodite herself. These moments were not mere theatrics, they were demonstrations of her unparalleled skill at weaving history itself into her being. Even her final choices, in defeat, remain enigmatic. Antony's death, believing Cleopatra gone, and her subsequent self-chosen end, whether through venomous asp or hidden poison, became the cornerstone of her immortal myth. Her tomb, still undiscovered, stands as a testament to the queen's final act of control over her legacy. Every sand dune, every temple ruin along the Nile seems to guard her memory. Mystery surrounds not only her life, but her death. Legends speak of visions, strange coincidences, and a sense of unseen presence for those who dared seek her tomb. Mystics believe her spirit guards her resting place, preventing violations of ancient laws and rituals. Those who claim to have seen her in dreams or on expeditions assert that Cleopatra watches them, her gaze piercing through time and space. Even today, Cleopatra remains a figure whose image cannot be forgotten. She combines beauty, power, intellect, and mystique, prompting us to question the limits of authority, the nature of feminine charisma, and how the secrets of the past continue to influence our present. History teaches that mystery is not mere absence of information. It is a force that can outlast time, empires, and centuries. Perhaps this is the essence of Cleopatra's greatness. She lives not only in chronicles and legends, but in our thoughts, admiration, and the awe inspired whenever her name is spoken. And so we reach the end of the grand story of Cleopatra, the Queen of the Nile, whose life intertwined with magic, power, love, and secrets that still captivate the human mind. We have glimpsed her astonishing alliances, her unmatched strength, her mystical knowledge, and the legends surrounding her death. Yet even when it seems every detail has been uncovered, Cleopatra remains a riddle. Her image seems to dissolve in the sands of Egypt, leaving only whispers of ancient incantations and secrets that cannot be fully revealed. When we look at her portraits, read the chronicles, or simply imagine her grand palaces, we sense the magnetism of a woman whose power surpassed that of any empire. She could combine beauty and intellect, gentleness and iron will, charm and strategy. Her name became a symbol of power, mystery, and eternal intrigue. Perhaps that is her immortality. Cleopatra lives not only in history but in our minds, imagination, and admiration for the fact that a woman's true power can defy time itself. Her curses and the legends of her hidden tomb remind us that some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved, yet they beckon us to explore, to marvel, and to be inspired. Every person who seeks to uncover her secrets becomes part of a story that spans millennia. Today we have lifted a corner of the veil, peered into a world where beauty and magic intertwined with power and intrigue, where one woman became more than a queen. If you want to learn more about such enigmatic figures, hidden historical secrets, and mystical legends that still fascinate the world, stay with us. On our channel, The Enigma Archives, we continue to reveal the mysteries that centuries have kept hidden. Subscribe to the channel to not miss new videos about the secrets of the past. Give a like if you enjoyed this journey through time, and leave a comment. Tell us, which mystery of Cleopatra impressed you most? Her alliance with Caesar, with Antony, her mystical knowledge, or the enigma of her tomb? Your thoughts could inspire new stories and discussions. Remember, history is full of secrets, and behind every name, date, and event lies more than we can imagine. Cleopatra is just one example of how power, mystery, and magic can endure through the ages. Her life is a lesson that true power always combines intellect, charisma, and the ability to create a legend that lives forever. So continue exploring, uncovering new mysteries, and delving into history and mystique with us. Perhaps you will be the one to reveal the next enigma that will reshape our understanding of the past. Cleopatra awaits, her secrets await, and the world of history is ready to open its doors to anyone bold enough to peer beyond the veil of time.